Hello, and welcome to another scene at in or at whatever. Like an at me ho. Anyway, oh shit, I said the lie. Okay, at another scene in Dreams Over New York. I don't know why they told me to do this. Um, Today we are we're doing a scene at a club called Chaos Theory, and we have a whole bunch of changelings there. They're just chilling. It's a good night. There's this one puka chick up there who's singing, and it's just kind of like la 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 la. Um, and it's good. It's like some good singing. It's going well. And players can intro. Oh, well, she's. You know what? There's the puka chick up there doing whatever she's performing. I don't know. I've just been informed that it's actually not singing. So like, whatevs. But yeah, y'all guys can start introing.
Today, Michael being convinced by a few of his coworkers that he's been working too hard at the ice skating rink and that he should go to this new club. It's this new scene, and Apollon does not like this. Apollon feels like this is a huge waste of time. We need to get the gold. But after a intense inner dialogue of Michael and Apollo like arguing and bickering and angry words said, which just looks like a migraine on Michael's face, um, a deal is struck, and it seems that Michael will be training tomorrow all day if he can have 6 hours of today. So Michael makes his way with his friends, laughing, joking, trying to remember how to be, human. There has been some talk that maybe Michael got some Botox, some surgery done because he's looking a little bit more handsome than he usually is. Did he have work done? Did he get a tummy tuck? Because he just looks, different. But he just insists that everything is fine and it's just, he feels better, more him. So he is waiting online to get in.
It won't take him too long for him to get in. While this is a very pumping club, there doesn't seem to be too much of a line. It has a lot of space, so a lot of people can get in.
Okay. So he makes his way in. I need Kim. You need to roll me a d10
Oh fuck.
because I
Okay.
need to realize how Apollo acts to this. If he starts calling people ugly on the spot or later,
Okay.
like how's his disposition?
Okay.
Michael might get shut down fast.
Uh-oh. I rolled a
I
2.
choose. All right, so that's even. So we're going to say this is a good day. We're at half ham today.
Just half.
Just half ham. Apollo is Apollon and Michael seem to be of one mind today. They're being civil. This is a good day. And he's bumping and grinding to the music. It's a bumping club. He's having a good time.
Um, you know, he's pretty. So he's probably caught the eye of a couple people of various, determinations and genders in this
Uh
club
oh.
because it's a very diverse club. They haven't really made a move toward him yet, but they're definitely checking him out.
Uh oh.
And while
Uh
we do
oh.
that, the next person can come in.
Let me roll willpower real quick because this shit might get real.
Oh
Um,
fuck.
Okay.
go ahead. We good. We
Um,
good today, folks. We don't have an outburst.
Finn is going to walk in, and he's here for one purpose and one purpose only: to get drunk. So he makes his way in, doing his best not to bump into people. and just goes and sits down at the bar, orders his drink, and proceeds to getting drunk.
They got they have a wide range of alcohol here. Anything from something that's really cheap, disgusting, but'll get you wasted pretty fast, to very expensive stuff that you can savor the taste on before you get completely wasted.
You know what? It's all about enjoying stuff, so yeah, let's enjoy some stuff before getting fully wasted.
Okay. So they'll give you like some type of it's not too weak, but it's not too strong either. It's just right in the middle, and it's got a nice flavor to it. I don't really know how to describe alcohol. I don't drink it myself, but it's nice. It's not like a little fruity drink or anything though. Unless you wanted like a fruity drink. There is probably an umbrella in it though. You don't know why there's an umbrella, but there's an umbrella in your drink. And next person can come in.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume this is like karaoke night or something, and she just got off on the stage for a little bit.
Sounds good.
Okay, she kind of sang for a little bit, but she was finishing up when everybody was walking in. And she heads off the stage, kind of looks around, and looks at the bartender, looks at everybody to see if anybody was watching her and if she can actually get a job at this place.
There were a couple people. They look semi-important, wearing casual business suits up in, I guess the balcony, the second part of the club. The bartender kind of looked over, but the club is kind of sort of packed, so they've been busy giving out and making drinks. But there are a couple people who, her performance has caught their eye.
Mm-hmm.
I need to roll to see if she brought the severed head with her. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. This is great.
Okay, well, Lucy is going to walk over to the bar and ask if they have an application or if they're hiring for singers.
For sake of fun, the only open spot at the bar is right beside Finn. But the bartender just kind of looks up at you. He kind of sort of grunts, and lifts up a fingers and like, wait a second, and he'll walk behind there, or into like a different room, and come back with an application.
Which she'll promptly start to fill out.
And that leaves Joey.
All right. So there is a elf woman walking through the club. Like when you look at her, you think, "Oh, just a she," and then take a second look because human seeming. Like there's just barely enough of one to keep her from stunning people just with her beauty, but she has almost no human seeming. Just walking through the club. And she's got a chimerical sword strapped to her waist, and she appears to like be hunting through the crowd looking for someone.
A lot of people are looking at her. There are a couple rather rude people who will kind of turn to each other, like, groups of people, and they'll just kind of turn to each other. There are whispers about, Botox, and that she's trying too hard. But then there are a couple people who are just kind of like head over heels. Wow, it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm. And she will ignore the naysayers because, they aren't even worth my notice. And we'll just kind of like the people who are like, oh, that's so cool. She'll just kind of like give a bit of a look, like not really like an angry look or an improvement. She'll just kind of give them a look before spotting the other the other changelings, and she'll head over to where they are.
I will say that his group of friends have goaded him into taking rainbow shots. And he is downing them, and it's time for me to make my stamina roll because we're about to ham this shit up. And
Oh damn!
alright, so he's feeling the acid. He's not completely shit faced, and I will say that he is incredibly encourageable right now, and he's dancing. He's feeling the groove, and somebody kind of yells, "Get on the stage!" And he's just like, with that gritty and pride, like somebody challenged him, so he has to get that ass on the stage. So with that, I'm gonna do a dexterity performance. See how good he looks up there. It's not insult this time. I'm just being extra. I'm spending a point of willpower. Oh, it's 3 successes. All right, he's getting it. And he will look at the other she, and he will take a second to take her in. Does she have any heraldry on her denoting status or station?
Nope, her voil looks exactly as it is in the picture. The only real kind of thing you could get is maybe like the colors or the colors of House Dyren, but that's really the only thing. And she does not have like the marks that she has in the picture in her human seeming, or in her faming.
Okay. So after a few chanting and Apollon kind of laughing and banging his hands and to the beat, not really clapping, he's kind of fucking war, howling and shit, but it's the club and nobody seems to care. He'll hop off the stage and he will look at Asteria, take her in and say, at least a she that looks sort of familiar.
She'll incline her head to him, and at least I found another she with the proper soul.
It's been too long. You know the ways. And he will outstretch his arms, wings flapping.
Is it for like the... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, is it for like the, arm grasp like thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she'll do that.
And he'll smile a really toothy. You'll notice that his obvious murderous mane.
And she will just nod. Much has changed since the olden days.
So many ugly people. He'll look and laugh heartily.
She'll laugh as well, and she'll just say, "Yes, very, very many."
So, as you guys talk about how ugly everyone is, there are a couple. There's a group of a couple young men and women who they seem to be kind of outliers at the party. They really do. It looks like basically like the third wheels of every couple just kind of formed a little group together to just talk about how I really don't want to be here and my friends are out on the dance floor and I'm just like really sad and this place really makes me anxious. And so when you guys start talking about how ugly everyone is, they kind of the group seems to shrink a little. And they move several steps away and their conversation gets very, very quiet. And they'll start kind of tugging at their clothes and everything like that. While there's a couple more outgoing people in the club who are kind of now up and peacocking because you just called them ugly. So now they're just like, bitch, what? They don't say anything, but they're definitely fluffing up.
Is this a challenge to my honor?
Asteria's just gonna look at like the group of like the outliers, and she's just going to like turn her nose up at them because that would be a breach of etiquette. But she will just give them that downward look, even though if any of them are taller than her, it still seems to be coming down from above. That look, that she look, and just turn her back on them.
One of them runs out crying.
Oh no, I feel so bad.
And the rest of the group follow slowly.
All right. So for those that seem to be wanting to show off, like, oh, but I'm beautiful, I'm gonna do a charisma intimidation.
Okay.
See, this is what happens when you don't have a soul.
Exactly. So I'm gonna say it's a gentleman that he's been hitting the gym. He looks like a typical Guido, and he's gonna look at him directly in the eye. You look incredibly homely. Go home.
Damn, let me see how much you got on there. Okay, that's 1, 2. You have anything that would lower the diff to 5?
I have murderous main, which basically means it lowers it by 3.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Damn, I didn't realize it was 3. Okay.
Yeah.
You got. Oh damn, that was 4 successes then.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
I might give somebody a condition. Like,
yeah.
You might have a psychotic break.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. No, dude was just up and peacocking. He was like, "Bro, I'm so fucking proud. Like, what up? At me, ho." And you see that, and like it just shatters. You can pretty much visibly see his confidence just crack, and you can feel somewhere in the recesses of your not soul that this dude's gonna have confidence problems probably for the rest of his fucking life.
All right. So can I have a rapture at this point? Harvesting the negative emotions.
Yeah, dude, go ahead.
It's a fucking evil son of a bitch. We need somebody more human to make him feel like things. Please, confidence, do your job. Save him.
Do your job, Jesus.
Just glad that I'm not playing a sassy character. Fuck you.
That's 5 successes. I gain a point of permanent glamour.
Damn.
Get it, dude.
I think it's so bad and so savage that this dude actually has mental problems.
He
Really bad.
Random NPC number 35 he just gained a derangement.
That's a derangement now.
Severe, Anyway, shattered self-confidence or something or other like that. And so, the dude was all up and, puff, and, you could clearly see, like, he had, he had done a lot to make himself look good. Like, you might think he's wearing a waist trainer under his shirt. Dude, he kind of shatters, and his eyes well up with tears. And, like, he doesn't start crying, and he's gonna try to play it off, but everyone in the club can see that he was just fucking destroyed.
Asteria will just come up next to Apollon, look this dude up and down, and say, "If you're so pathetic you're going to cry, you can leave." voice.
Guys,
We're so bad.
Somebody stop this. This is awful.
where are the commoners?
We're at the comedy. Stop this.
Okay, but the dude's friends will kind of come up beside him, and they'll they'll just be like, "Bruh, don't fucking listen to them. You're great. You work out every day. The women love you." And he's just kind of like, and one of them will hand him a tissue and just kind of usher him out.
You know that picture of the guy that looks kind of sideways, like, don't you believe it? That's the look Apollo's giving, like, you work out, bro, you even lift?
Yeah, no, the dude is just fucking like bawling at this point. He is out of there.
Asteria at this point will just offer her arm to Apollon in like a very courtly fashion and say, "There, now that we have done our duty, should we go observe and advise the serfs, make sure they are not destroying anything?"
Actually, this is a wonderful idea.
Yeah, they'll walk over to her. The other PCs are.
Tim, are you playing John Constantine?
No, that is not Constantine. That is Tsukimiya. And I'm not playing him currently. I'm doing, I'm Overlord STing right now.
Oh, Mother of God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know what? There's a club that Cardlin's kind of slightly been wanting to check out called Chaos Theory. When/if he shows up, there's a group consoling a young woman who is crying hysterically, saying that all she's ever wanted in life was to be beautiful, and she thought that coming here would kind of help her self-esteem because there are everyone, there is at least someone out there who will like your body type, and she was like, maybe I could have found them here, but and so she's just fucking crying hysterically. And then another group will come out of the door, consisted of 2 men and a young woman. The young woman and one of the males is trying to console another male who is kind of like, he's like low-key crying. He's trying to keep it together, but like he's about to be like that other young lady, just sobbing hysterically.
Cardlin just lets out a sigh. It's a deep sigh, and he ventures inside, contemplating what the fuck have my idiot fucks been doing the fuck with the people with the fuck. The fuck.
Yeah. When he gets in the club, everyone is kind of like, the atmosphere is a lot different in the club. It's not as upbeat and pumping anymore because everyone's just like, damn, there are 2 huge, massive bitches over by the bar right now. So like every group is just kind of like together, just kind of talking. Like they're still partying, but the atmosphere has definitely challenged. And at the bar there is, Mysteria, Apollon.
Yes.
It's pretty much like Joey, John, Steven, and Anthony's character just kind of over there by the bar.
And a nice hearty slap on the back to Finn. Well met. How are you?
Oh. And I'm just gonna roll straight wits to see if he can remember the person from his voice.
Yeah.
Real fast. Oh my god. Are you serious? Okay, here we go. Straight wits. Whoa, wait, what? No, he does not remember.
That's fine.
And he's gonna be like, I'm doing all right, sir. I don't think I remember you.
Your liege lord. You barged into my keep. Apollon seems to have like this weird boisterousness about him. He seems to be riding the glamour high that he currently got from destroying some bias illusions.
I was gonna be like, oh, yes, Sir Apollon, was it?
Indeed.
Good evening, my lord.
Why so
At this point,
somber?
Cardlin will walk up to the collective with his eyebrow so far up his forehead it's nearly on the back of his skull. As he says, I ponder. I decided to come here for a drink and to maybe peruse the options and availability in order to see if, I don't know, the city had life in it that was worth still drinking. And yet, I come and I see people huddled outside in crying balls and masses. I'm pondering why this is the case.
Don't challenge me. Apollon will kind of shrug. Like, simple as that.
Very calmly, without missing a beat, Cardlin will say, Don't challenge me, my lord.
With all due respect, my lord, you are not my lord liege.
Asteria is going to look at Cardlin, and she's going to give a bow. Funny thing, weird thing, one thing Cardlin will notice is this woman has barely any human seeming. Like she
Christ.
is just enough to not be like stunning people with her she beauty, and she doesn't have the runes or the clothing. But yeah, other than that, she is pretty much feminine and human seeming. It's the same, and she will bow and say, "My lord, here to meet you."
He will lean on the bar and he will say, it is a pleasure to be met, Lady
Asteria Whisperwill. You have my deepest apologies, my lord.
As soon as the word Asteria pops up, Lucy will kind of look to see if somebody was calling her name.
Cardlin will then he will look at Finn and he will say, "It is a pleasure to see you again, Sir Stormrage."
And he's gonna bow his head. He's gonna say, "The pleasure is all mine, my lord."
You may not have been aware of this, but Lady Dawnbreaker has accepted my offer of the pledging of the Ashit, has sworn herself into my service and is now the head of my household. She may have told you or she may not have.
She have not yet, my lord.
Ah. And there's Squire, sorry, I don't have to remember the name. Ilonde? Ilonde? I'm calling it Ilonde. There's Squire Ilonde. How perfect.
Lucy kind of looks over.
Lucy, you're getting the extended hand, and with his middle finger, gestures you over very calmly.
She hops down from the stool. She's like, well, there was my application. And she pushes it forward and she walks over.
Bartender kind of takes it.
Oh, sorry, continue, Kim.
Oh no, that was it. The bartender will take her her thing. application.
He will say, Squire Alonde, a pleasure to see you again.
And you as well.
He will then look at Finn and he will say, this is Sir Stormrage, the individual I suggested that you might be able to squire under.
Finn is
It's kind of quiet. Sorry.
Well, he's just hearing about this now and is like,
Yes, you are.
what?
Well, you, sir, have performed an act of such great valor and heroism that will no doubt in the future come to shake the dreaming itself. Squire Ilonde here requires to learn what it is to be a true knight, if that is what she wishes. And I figured that there is no greater teacher than you, sir. So, it was my suggestion that you take her to squire that she has already been squired, but does not currently have a mentor, and I suggested you take the role.
She bows.
He's gonna say, I would be humbled, my lord.
Good. Good. In that case, it is settled. There will be a swearing of oaths, but that is not for this public place. And there's also more news that needs to be shared between you all. Mostly because, Mr. Stormrage, we may have a task for you that involves the information you were able to garner from the witch, from the sea hag, or the river hag, rather. We may need you to see some more of it through to the end, as it were.
So, before anyone can answer again, a young man will kind of walk up. Well, kind of young. He doesn't look too much like the partying type, but he seems human so far. He'll just kind of walk up, kind of wrap his arm around Cardlin, just kind of look at him. Ooh, all this sir and lord talk. I like it.
He will, without turning around, he will say, he's touching me. Someone is touching me.
And Apple will give the most shit-eating grin on his face.
Asteria's just going to kind of look at Cardinal and say, I fail to see how that is a problem, my lord.
And the guy will say, hold on, let me say this with a straight. Okay, so the guy will just kind of, he's still kind of looking over at Cardinal with a wide grin on his face, and he'll just kind of say, my lord, don't like it when people touch you, huh? Do you prefer doing the touching? Because y'all done fucking forgot y'all were talking in a club.
Lucy turns away to hide her face.
Apollon does not. He's 10 seconds away from losing it. Let me roll willpower. Let me see if he busts a gasket right here.
Asteria just takes out her hand mirror, flips it open, and starts doing her non-existent makeup, like fixing her non-existent makeup.
Apollon looks like he's about to burst out laughing, and he immediately grabs water and starts choking on it.
Asteria will just lean over and say in a courtly whisper to Apollon, I don't see why it's such a problem. He already sullied his soul with immortals. Honestly. And the best part is, she has a genuine, curiosity in her voice. She doesn't understand.
This is about to be a breach of etiquette. Apollon knows this. He will kind of take Lucy by the hand. Let's dance, my darling.
Okay, she will bow since she asked her to dance. She's like, as you wish.
Cardinal is still having a moment of, it's touching me. Why is it touching me?
Dude, not really picking up on what's going on and why everyone is suddenly laughing. He'll kind of look between Astria and Cardlin and just kind of say, mortal, huh? Oh, y'all like playing that god and worshiper RP or something? That?
She'll look at this dude and say, worshippers that are actually worthwhile, you would not be anything near worthwhile. And I'm gonna roll you want me to do charisma or manipulation intimidation?
Oh dear. And the man in the back said, everyone attack and it turned into a ballroom.
You can do intimidation.
You want me to roll manipulation or charisma?
Oh, sorry.
It's just like she's not being low key about it, but she's definitely like trying to manipulate him. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's up to you.
You can go ahead and roll charisma.
Okay.
I just rolled for dancing with Lucy.
3 successes, Kim.
Okay. Now, just mainly because I want to see how this goes. The dude, he does get pretty like nervous. That's very clear. But then he'll just kind of say, "Hold on, just give me." The acest fucking person in this goddamn hangout's the one doing all this. Like, I just got to get over that fact for a moment. Okay. So he'll just kind of, like look between the two, and kind of in a shaky voice. You can kind of see his confidence has been rocked, but he's still trying to get some. And he'll just say, I mean, I might not be a good worshiper now, but some training can always fix that,
Okay, so what she's gonna do is
Oh,
she's gonna
I
walk
dodged the bullet so hard.
up to
I will
this
put that,
dude.
Kit, this is the legitimate first time I've ever actually had the Autumn She Kit flaw actually apply to any character I've ever played.
So Asteria's just gonna walk up and like cup this guy's cheek and lean in, looking him right in the eye with her really strangely colored eyes. They're like this sheen of gold over the iris, and she says, "What do you think?"
Okay.
Joey, you're gonna hate me, but hold on, I got a picture for this dude. Actually, everybody might hate me. It's just the guy who's doing all of this. That's actually a really bad picture of him, but
So let me add something onto that. So she says, "If that's what you think, then I welcome you to come try."
Hey-oh.
well, give me an address, and I'll certainly be more than willing. As long as
an address? Who needs an address? Who's going to stop us right here?
Oh my.
Probably the bouncers, and then he'll fucking hip bump Carlin, still, with his arm wrapped around his shoulder, just like kind of, hey. I'll say,
Hey
but,
Kim, guess what?
what?
I would just like to point out, because he's not amused, so his point of view is, well, you want sex? I'm about to give you more sex than you can physically handle, motherfucker. As Carolyn is about to enkindle the entire club.
Okay.
Oh no.
She's as you're doing that, she just grabs this dude by the not roughly, but she kind of grabs him by the front of the shirt and says, "What are they called? Bathrooms? They have those. Those are semi-private."
I'll kind of pout. I don't know. I'm fine with a bathroom as long as he can come along.
Also, if anybody is rolling like a crafts roll for pickup lines or anything like that, it is a -3 diff because Lucy is dancing.
Okay. She's going to drag this dude off to a bathroom, Kim. And what she's gonna do, she will like try and get him to follow her into the bathroom, and if he does, she's gonna cast a cantrip.
Nah, he's still kind of hanging around because he had his eyes set on on cartilage, so he's just
You know
kind of like.
what? You know what? I'm gonna use a cantrip now.
Oh god.
I think. Oh yes, do it.
gonna
Make
use-
this a beautiful scene.
So, would you say that spring 1 to awaken his desire for her would be a thing?
Woo.
Oh, bruh. We're getting into like the naughty cantrips.
It's okay. She's not gonna do anything with him in the bathroom, Kim. I will tell you what she's gonna what the plan is. She's gonna get him in the bathroom and then use Autumn 1 to terrify him, to ravage him.
This is
I just want some detail.
Also, I need to edit my sheet really quick because it says Sealy, and that's kind of a lie.
Yeah. Just a brief note because I was waiting for this. I say this, Anthony. I love you, but you're about to get more tail than you can physically handle.
I am on the floor dancing with someone.
I'm aware of this.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong? Carolyn he'll take up a drink, any drink that's just sitting on the bar, and he'll take a swig of it, and he'll bite his inner lip at just enough to draw blood before he spits the mixture onto the ground, and I'll use that as a bunk. So Kim, whatever you decide the bunk value is.
I will be right back.
Okay. Okay, so you're biting your lip and just took a drink of some random person's drink.
And basically, he takes a drink while the drink is in his mouth, bites his inner lip to draw blood, and then he spits it on the ground.
That's gonna fucking sting.
Yeah, I know, but it's a sensation.
Yeah. I don't know. I say 2 -2.
Don't forget, if
Awesome.
you're targeting the club, you need to spend in glamour to weird.
Gotta use
Oh, yes,
that
we have to-
scene.
We have to roll for glamour at the start of the scene. Give me a moment.
So while Evan is
When
rolling
I'm-
for. Sorry.
I'm just saying, when I'm done with this, I'm about to ravage the shit out of the entire club.
As Evan is rolling his glamour, Asteria, her bunk for spring is just going to be like pursing her lips and looking like super seductive. Shouldn't be too difficult.
Wait, hang on, Joey, are you definitely a she?
Yes.
Huh.
So whatever Kim decides that bunk is worth.
Oh wait, you're making yourself look more appealing, right? And biting your lip and shit.
Yeah, to do like the bunk.
When that, I got you. I don't. I'd say that would be a. I don't know, because it's just.
For some reason, the dice roller fucked up the roll. I may have entered it in wrong, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So yes, he's at his max glamour pool.
Yeah, you did. You forgot like the lesser than symbol.
Okay,
Or no, the more
that
than
makes,
symbol. So that's what I was
that
like.
makes an odd degree of sense.
So this would be actor 2, right?
For a person, yeah, I think actor 5 is like a random person. Actor 2 is like what you've spoken to them a little bit, and you have like their name.
Yeah. So she'll just ask, "What's your name, cutie?"
Fucking hell, Joey, I'm not good with making names up on this. Damn it. Oh, my name. It's Michael.
So then she's gonna spend 3 glamour for actor 2 and 1 for the actual cantrip. And you said it was a -1, right?
Okay, hold on. Okay, that's actually going to be a little bit more, because actor 2 is a personal contact, like your boss, co-workers, kid who picked on you at school, bartender. 3 would be like familiar face, since you've had a little bit of time with them.
Okay, I can spend another 1 then.
Oh wait, hold on.
No.
Work with those she has personally met and at least had a few minutes of interaction with. Okay, so yeah, it would be actor 2. I'm tired, yo.
Okay.
Eat some fucking
It's
ice
okay.
cream in my legs.
Yeah, and then gonna Right. See, -1. And I'll replace the last 3 dice with nightmare dice, which I think is actually my whole dice pool. So if any of these come up 10s for the -1, so I'm at diff 6. If any of them come up as 10s, I have a whatchamacallit, I gain a nightmare dice. Yes, 2 successes.
What the hell just happened?
Everyone decided to roll magic in a public club. Isn't this the club owned by a vampire?
No, this is a different one.
Okay, I was about to say, because
No.
I don't really think a vampire can be, like, okay with just all that.
You know, Lucy was trying to apply for a different job. Thanks, guys.
It's cool. It's cool. You might still get the job. There's just an orgy in the club.
I don't think this club would be down for that, though.
I mean, it is a goth punk club.
There's also such thing as public indecency.
Yeah.
As someone goes and locks the door.
All right. Did you do your thing, Joey?
Yep, you're good to do yours.
All right. I can.
What you about to do to my little NPC? Come on.
I'm not going to do anything to the NPC. I'm going to make the entire club turn into a ballroom blitz.
Okay. How much scene are you using?
How big is the club?
Probably a big ass club. Let me go see how much scene equals what again. A cottage, lonely lane, glen. Yeah, I'd say about scene 3 to target the entire club.
Okay. So basically, what he's gonna do is he's gonna enkindle the kind of passion and raw sexuality that clubs always have as their basic kind of underlying principle. You said the club wasn't hopping anymore. Basically, he's going to make it overflow with sexual energy, and then he's going to ravage the shit out of it. So he's going to enkindle that. So it's going to be, there are a whole bunch of people here that he doesn't know. So it's going to be that's what, like, whatchamacallit?
Actor 5 is complete stranger.
That's fair. So he has actor 1. So he'll spend the prerequisite glamour. He has to use glamour out of an item to do this, but c'est la vie. And adding scene to an effect increases the difficulty by 1, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So that means it goes from being diff. His bunk was a -2, so that made it diff 6, which goes to 7. He will spend a willpower.
Oh god, I just realized something. It's gonna make it even easier for you because Lucy is performing and Lucy is there. So everybody that's doing pickup lines or having sexual tension are gonna have -3 diff.
Well,
Oh.
I'm not too sure about that because, like, if Lucy is just kind of out dancing, she's not really performing unless you're specifically trying to, like, get attention.
She has the soul of the muse, meaning just being there, people are inspired. That's what it even says. Oh. If you can say it's just for crafts rolls, please. Not like pickup lines crafts.
Pickup lines aren't crafts. That'd be a wits, either expression or subterfugal. That won't be a crafts roll in the first place.
Okay. Okay, it should be fine.
Haha, that would have been a botch without the willpower. Haha! I'll read out the effect. Yeah. For the record, I find winter to be entirely horrifying.
Well, with and you got minus, like, you got 2 1s. You got, would have been one. No, that's not a success. Like, you didn't botch, but it's not a success either because the 1 from the
willpower does not get countered by 1s in a dice roll.
They don't. I can corroborate this. You always get that one success no matter what.
Unless
then
the ST rules differently.
yeah, and that means that like every ST I've had has fucked me over.
That is indeed what they have done because
Yep.
I can find it in the book.
God damn it. Okay. I'm looking for the other for Soul of the Muse anyways.
Okay.
May I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
Where did Thirsty McGee go?
Oh, Thirsty McGee?
Yeah.
He was following Astria to the bathroom.
Hey-oh.
And, low-key
Okay.
just saying, there's a, that's a she just going into the bathroom with some random-ass dude at a club. Sounds like some
All
rumor
right.
that could be done.
So, Kim, for the next minute, this club will explode in near sexual orgy.
Huh.
See,
I'll read it out exactly. A bully trembles in the dark with a slew of whines that tension into screaming terror. Apuka's joke elates little more than chuckles until she forces a bit of magic into her audience response, filling the room with helpless laughter. Expelling a breath of glamour, the changeling fans the flames of passion into a roaring manic heat. Any emotion an individual is feeling when enhanced with enkindle intensifies dramatically. Irritation becomes seething resentment. Anger becomes full-blown rage. Sadness deepens into crippling sorrow. Happiness unfolds into leaping joy, and love becomes all-consuming passion. If directed at an object, any emotion that object inspires in those who interact with it become inflamed. The realm is used to determine the cantrip and kindle effects. The cantrip and kindle effects last for 1 minute per success when used on living targets and 1 hour per success when used on objects. So he was just amplifying the kind of already infused sexual and kind of romantic tensions that all nightclubs have bubbling over in them, and just kicked it into overdrive.
Okay, so the thing with this is it's moving into the area where that's going into borderline black dog territory. So there's not going to be a club orgy. Like, I just have to say that's not going to be a thing because we're not doing black dog scenes.
No, I had a plan, Joey.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was
Because one
gotcha.
could assume, honestly, that well, I'll wait till I get
Also,
to describe it.
it's only a minute. I'd love to see what kind of orgy you could have in a minute.
I mean, it's called Two Pump Jump.
God damn, Kim.
God dang.
Dude is horny enough.
Okay, so
Oh,
it's been said many a times. This is a goth club. A lot of these children kind of came out to hang out with friends. Sure, there's a couple people on the dance floor, out enjoying themselves and wanting to get some, but then there are others who are here for the atmosphere and to be angsty. So there are a couple people, a good, I don't want to say majority of the club, but a good portion of the club, they just kind of start kissing. You hear hysterical, absolute wailing like a banshee from outside the club where the people were crying earlier.
Oh, crap.
There are some other people as well. There's actually a fist fight that breaks out between two people, a woman and a male, as whatever argument they were having before gets out of hand. It turns into an absolute nightmare as things go wildly out of hand because tensions were not as they seem. A couple other people start screaming and arguing very, very loudly, and actually one person just really gets angry, with that low-key, simmering hatred that they already had, just much more pronounced now. And they actually pick up a stool from the bar and smash one of the kissing couples with it.
so I'm gonna change the series. Actually, she sees that and she's just like, "Ooh, bar fight," and she's going to start heading towards that dude that's like hit someone with the chair.
Kim, while this is going on, can you trip? What happens when you trip both of your musing and ravaging threshold? Do you have to choose one or the other, or do you do both?
I believe you have to choose one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I did want to ask, would this affect us?
No, he did not use Faye.
Use Faye. In that case, I'll just I'll use his
Okay.
ravaging, because obviously there's a lot of it that's just bubbled over outside and in here with the whole smashy. I will just ravage on create anger, please and thank you. Or break trust if there are particular, or no, you can only choose one or the other. Or you have to choose one, because I never wrote cardlands, which is stupid. So it will be create anger, and obviously the create hope is his using. But so how do you muse it? How do you ravage again? You roll a dice pool to do it.
You need to establish a relationship. The relationship doesn't have to be genuine. You know the target's name and something about her inspirations would cause her to want to create. The player rolls a number of dice equal to his character's banality difficulty 6. The character gains glamour points equal to the successes. If the ravaging roll fails, the character gains no glamour and gains a point of banality. If the roll is a botch, the character gains a dot of banality as the ravaging backfires and rips into his own psyche.
Nice. Is it just standard diff, or is there a diff modifier?
Standard diff.
Okay. That is a botch, in fact.
You gain a dot of banality.
Nice. I'll make a note of that on my sheet, but continue on. This is brilliant.
The bartender also, because like some people, it's just kind of getting crazy right now. The bartender, who has just been really annoyed by this one particular woman who has been crying over her woes and her lost girlfriend, he just kind of looks at her and he's like, "Shut up. I don't really care. I'm only paid to act like I care. I'm not your therapist." So she starts crying even louder. Not like she wasn't already pretty much wailing before, and it's just fucking crazy. So the minute passes eventually, the bouncers have come out and they grab the guy who hit the couple with the chair. By the way, they just kept kissing through it. One of them actually got a massive boner being hit with the chair. Or the stool. He was just kind of like, that was very prominent. But they take the guy outside and, ask the arguing couples to leave and for the wailing woman to leave or to quiet down. And like, they just try to start fixing this place up. It's gonna be a while.
Okay.
And random dude that started all of this is just kind of kissing somebody. Where he was. Anyway.
Yeah, Asteria is she's already like, all this shit has interrupted her plan to ravage, so she's just sighed and gone back over to the group.
Apollon, seeing this sudden outpour of glamour and raw emotion that is extremely alien to him. And let's be honest, Malcolm, because Malcolm's a virgin. So he looks at the bunny puka very politely. Says, "I'm ready to go home. Would you like to get in my Uber?"
She will just kind of blink a little bit, like Stunny asks that question, and then she nods.
And he will yell towards Finn, "Finn, are we leaving? Or do you want a bar fight?"
Yeah, I'm not up for a bar fight tonight.
And he will grab his phone, get the Uber app, I will pay you an extra $20 to get here now.
It takes them like 3 minutes, but getting paid an extra 20. They got here pretty fast.
Before he leaves, Cardlin will put his hand on Finn's shoulder and he'll say, "We do need to still have that conversation. If you can come to my home tomorrow, we'll discuss the particulars."
Of course, my lord.
Good. And Squire, he will say, looking at Lucy, "I expect, as I was the one who made the introduction to your new knight, that you will behave yourself in a manner fit and becoming of the decorum of the office and station to which you will aspire."
She'll just nod.
Wonderful.
She's a little uncomfortable with all the people that are all kissing all around her.
Well, they got asked
Or
to leave,
were.
remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
Apollon, upon leaving, will bow to the Baron. Very quick and polite one, and promptly leave.
Likewise, Lucy will go with Avalon, I guess.
When you guys walk out of the club, there's actually this man just kind of standing outside, leaning against the wall, smoking a cigarette. And he'll look over to you guys and just kind of very blatantly say, "So what the hell was that?"
Does this look like a changeling?
It's a she. You can kind of... Actually, no, I take that back. They do look like a changeling. They've got... You can kind of see under the mess of, hair that they've got tapered ears, but they're not as large as as you would expect from a she, which, much more elongated and pronounced. This is kind of, very blatant, or not very blatant, but very, smaller and not as long. Other than that, in the dreaming, their skin does have a kind of copperish tone to it.
Mm-hmm.
He's an issue.
Is a pixie.
Pixie!
You will very politely say that if you wish to know what happened in this establishment, I direct all questions to Baron, wherever Evan's name is.
Hammerfell. Hammerfell. At which point Hammerfell will step out, having just gotten his coat.
He'll take a drag of his cigarette and then just kind of look over. Say, that's the thing though. I didn't ask this Baron, I asked you.
Okay.
So what happened?
I'm not exactly sure.
And then tell me what you saw. It's not hard.
He will very politely say, not wishing to... Actually, that's a commoner. And he's getting really familiar. So his conversation will be slightly different. Today has been a very long evening, and I do not wish to dally here and explain why this club almost turned into an orgy, but I'm not in the mood to be questioned. As he steps into the Uber.
Lucy will just follow him.
Dude will smirk and just kind of say, "I'll be seeing you later then. Have a great evening." And the dude will look at Cardlin.
Cardlin will nod his head to the Pisky. Yes.
So what happened?
He contemplates for a moment and he says, I wanted to see the... No, he doesn't say I wanted to see. I wanted to show them the true dangers of their own lusts. I succeeded. He will smile before he says, and you are...
I'm someone.
I can see why it is you so infuriated my fellow she. They tend not to like it when people talk to them in double entendres and split meanings. It doesn't really affect me that much.
Well, what can I say? Wasn't exactly like your friend was being too upfront either.
I get the distinct sense Seraphilon has recently arrived and has yet to be harmonized with the current social order.
I'll just shrug and kind of unceremoniously throw his cigarette butt on the ground before just heading inside.
Yeah. Hammerfell will depart and head home, basically. Nothing else really to it.
So we good to end it there? Is everybody done?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And stay tuned for